Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good week this week. I'm going to do my discussion on mandated reporting. So in the state of South Carolina, pretty much anybody who works with children in a professional capacity are mandated reporters. So of course counselors, social workers, educators, hospital workers, law enforcement, lawyers, anyone, like I said, that might come in contact with a child in a professional manner are mandated reporters. And the law states that the person to whom the disclosure was made is the one who is supposed to make the report. So if you work in a school and one of your students disclosed abuse to you, you are the one, and say you're a teacher, you're the one who's supposed to make the report. You're not supposed to take it to the guidance counselor or the principal and let them make the report. They want the person who the information was given to make the report. So at the agency where I'm placed at, mandated reporting is something that is taken very seriously. It's something that I have been in discussion about, or part of the discussion, where people weren't sure if they should make a report or not. And I pretty much get that the idea is err on the side of caution. And if you aren't sure whether or not to make a report, go ahead and make it. Even if law enforcement was involved, if law enforcement didn't make a report, even though they were supposed to make it, or some other, mandated reporter didn't report, then you should still report it, just to kind of cover yourself, and in knowing that you've done the right thing, that you've done what you were supposed to do. South Carolina law also stipulates that you should make the report whether or not you feel like you have enough information for them to take the case. It doesn't matter how much information you have, they want you to make the report. So it's not your job as a mandated reporter to decide whether or not there's enough evidence or whatever to report. You're just supposed to report. Additionally, the law also states that you're not to lead the child in any way about reporting. You're not supposed to determine if it really happened, or ask leading questions or anything like that. There are forensic interviewers who are in place to do that type of thing. They just want you to listen, and whatever. I'm not saying you can't ask questions, just that you can't be leading in the questions. So they just want you to gather the information and then report it, and then they will take over from there. I've actually had to make reports before in jobs I've had in the past. I've had to make a couple of reports during this field placement. I've come across a couple of children that I was doing assessments on that some questionable things were going on. I've talked about those in discussions. I think pretty much just about every time I've had to make a report, I think at some point during the discussion process I talked about it. So what to do if you were unsure about making a report? What I would do is talk to my supervisor or a supervisor about it. And there have been times where I didn't want to make the report because that relationship that you establish with a client is so important. The trust factor is so important. And knowing that if you make this report, there's a chance that they're going to suspect that you were the one who made it and break that trust. And that's always hard. But usually what I've done is talk to someone, a supervisor or a coworker about it and just express my feelings. I really don't want to make this report, and but I know I have to, and I know it's for the best interest of the child. And that's always helped me in the past. And I think that that's the biggest challenge for me in reporting, is when I've worked hard on building that trust relationship with the client, and then I have to turn around and essentially break that trust. That's the hardest thing, but I've always had a good response. I've not had any negative responses, and I take that back. I have had one negative response, but in most cases, they knew that it was coming, or they knew that what had happened shouldn't have happened, and so they were essentially okay with the DSS report being made and DSS becoming involved. So, sorry I ran over a little bit, and I hope to speak with you guys some more next week. Or in 2 weeks rather. And questions for you guys is, what is your experience with mandated reporting? Have you had to make reports, and if so, how did that go for you? What challenges did you have, and what kind of response did you get? Alright, y'all have a good week. Thanks.